Hello my friends, welcome to Sophisticated DIY. I'm making today panties at 1/3 of the scale for my BJD doll. This is the pattern and I'm gonna put a link on the description box below so you can download it for free to make the panties for your own doll. I think knit will be the best material for this pattern and I'm gonna use today dead stock elastic that somebody gave to me. They are not really too proper for this project, but this Kalvin Klein sign will look amazing with this design. It will be very important when you are sewing anything to iron your fabric. This way, your finished product will be more accurate. And you can place your pattern and secure it to the fabric using pins, or you can just draw the lines or use weight and cut it with a rotary cut. You do whatever is easier. I prefer to use scissors, and for the curve I like to use a curved scissor. It will make my job a little bit easier to cut. You know, small patterns has a lot of curves. For sewing you can use any thread, but the Ceraflex thread is a thread that is a little bit kind of elastic and it works very well on knits. You can even sew a straight stitch and they won't break so easily as if you were using regular thread. I'm going to start by sewing a hem, and because I have the Ceraflex I can use the straight stitch. In my machine is the A, but if you are using regular thread it will be better to use zigzag. Anyways, I think the zigzag is better anyways, but sometimes it's a little bit faster the straight stitch. I'm gonna use a stitch length that is not really too long. To start, I prefer to use a little bit of fabric and start in the fabric, so the first stitch on my garment will be easier to make. As you can see here, I sew in the bulky fabric first, so the foot is a little bit lift, so I can accommodate perfectly well my fold fabric, and pretty much what I need to do is from there I can just sew. If I have a problem, I can pull a little bit my bulky fabric to facilitate the sewing, and like that I made my first hem. Now I'm gonna do the same using zigzag stitch for the other side. I just want to compare how both sides behave with the sewing part. As you can see, the zigzag stitch is way better. I think I'm gonna make another piece and I'm gonna just use zigzag. That way my panties will look way better and more beautiful. Always I try to compare. Can you see the zigzag look really good and it's still not iron, and the straight stitch doesn't look good, it's not so parallel, not so great, and it looks too wobbly. Anyways, I wanted to let you know that when you iron that, it will recover and it will look good. After you do any seams, it's very good to iron, and look how those stitches made both in zigzag look so good. I'm gonna iron the other one, the first one I did, to see how it looks, and pretty much looks really good. So you know, if you use Ceraflex, it's okay to use a straight stitch, but zigzag always will look better. I'm gonna use a heat erase pen because I'm going to mark the waist on my panties. I divided the fabric in 4, folding by the half and then folding again by the half. And I divide my elastic in fold, doing the same. This elastic, as I said before, is a little bit too hard for this material, but if you are working with a regular elastic, your job will be way easier. I will place together the mark I did in the elastic and in my panties, and then I can proceed to sew. When you sew the elastic, make sure to pull a little bit the material so it will be better. And I'm using, of course, the zigzag stitch that I had for the hem. And now that it's on, I can give it a little bit of the ironing. As you can see, the zigzag is kind of crumpling a little bit, but this is okay. After I iron my final product, you will see that it will be great. Now I'm gonna fold my project in half and I'm gonna sew, and that will be the back of my panties. This is a moment where using the bulky fabric at the beginning will be great. I'm using again the zigzag stitch but you can serge it too. Sometimes I serge it and sometimes I zigzag. The serge is cleaner, but the zigzag is less bulky. So there is something positive and negative in both stitch. So you use what you think you like the most. Now is the time to sew the bottom of the panties. I'm using again zigzag, but you can use a straight stitch too. But the zigzag clean and sew at the same time. And I'm gonna give it a little good cutting just to make it straight as I did in the center back seam. And now I just have to sew that again flat so this part is not bulky at all. And I'm gonna do exactly the same with the elastic of the waistband. And like that, I finished my panties, and my last step is to iron. I'm gonna just put it in this roll hem that I have. And you know, I iron all the way, and I don't know, it kind of looked like Bob Sponge. All square, but I promise you that it will fit great in my doll. I already have proved that pattern. I modified the free Danny Chou shorts pattern for the pear body, and I adapted to make like a panties instead, for a slim doll 1/3 instead of the pear body. And this is the result, you know, it looks really good. I will put a link of the Danny Chou pattern as well, just in case you have the smart doll with the pear body or a bigger doll. It looks really good. It's very nice. I as well did a bra that I modified as well from Danny Chou. And let me see how the doll looked with the ensemble. Oh, boy, it looks really good. I'm going home now, and I'm gonna do a photo shoot with those pieces for my Etsy shop. Fluffing the carpet is very good, and I'm gonna now make the poses, you know, so it looks great. And I'm gonna take a few pictures. I'm gonna put her in different sets. I have black, green, blue, pink, and the Kalvin Klein white. I think the pictures are great. Let me know in the comment, what do you think? Please let me know in the comment if you want to know how I took this pattern and modify to make the pattern that fit my doll. Please like this video so I can do more videos for you. Bye!